Hey guys, RW here down in the shop. Kind of a crappy day in terms of weather. It's cold, it's raining, it's muddy, everything's sloppy. But I've been down here in the shop making a little progress here. I've got some tools made that are going out the door. These are black walnut and just wonderful, wonderful wood. I'm going to show you a finish that I came up with. It's not, I didn't come up with, I made it, okay, but it's a very old finish that has been around for a long time called LinWax. You take refined beeswax. I prefer white refined beeswax, even though it's a little more expensive, because it keeps the finish a little clearer. And you do equal parts of beeswax melted with linseed oil, melted with turpentine, just equal parts of each. And what it does is the linseed oil will harden, and you can buff it out to a shine. And the wax obviously fills the pores, adds to the shine, and the turpentine helps it penetrate into the surface a little bit. So what I was going to show you is the process of just buffing one of these babies out. Now, these have been saturated in linseed oil and then allowed to dry. I mean, I literally completely dunk them in a container of linseed oil, and I let them drain, and then I buff them, and then I steel wool them, and then let them dry, and I steel wool them again, knock down all the little bits of fuzz, and then what you get is this is pretty well a nice stabilized saturated piece at this point, and this is fine as it is. But this particular one, I just wanted to put some of this wax on it and show you how that looks when you're doing it. Just to give you a good view of it, it's got a nice creamy texture. You can make this harder by adding more wax, less turpentine. It's really up to you. But what it does is it keeps the beeswax, which wants to get back into a congealed state, it keeps it malleable so you can move it around. It's a little granular, you can see it. It's a little on the granular side. So you rub it in, rub it all around it first. It's kind of like polishing a car. You put the wax on, except with this, in this particular instance, because this is a fairly porous surface compared to a paint job, you're going to want to work that wax in there a little more, and that's what the circular swirling that they all, you swirl the wax in a circle. Well, that helps it get into the pore, especially like on the end grain here, where there's a lot of end grain. Now, I'll go to a part of the rag where there's no wax at all, and give this a very quick, brisk buff down. Why I love this finish so much is that you can always touch it up. It's so easy to touch up. You get out some quadruple lot steel wool, you steel wool it, and then you just re-wax. And you can get the exact same beautiful finish again and again and again. You can use this on any kind of wood, any kind of furniture just about that hasn't got a polyurethane type finish on it. I also use the LinWax to preserve cast iron from rusting. On all my cast iron tabletop tools here that have any kind of iron on them, I rub them down with steel wool, I wipe them clean, and then I rub them down with the LinWax and I buff it. Here's just the linseed oil saturated into it, steel wooled. Okay, and this you can start seeing the shine. That's from the wax, the beeswax getting worked into the pores, especially on the end grain. It's very noticeable. It may not be quite as obvious on the sides, but here's a nice regular, nice linseed oil finish, which is fine. It's got a low sheen to it. And then you take something like this. It's been, that's a good side to look at. See, it's got a little bit more gloss. It's filled in the pores a little more. It's got more warmth. And to a certain degree, you'll get more depth. You'll start to see more with this kind of finish. Now, like I said, you can alter this formula. You can also add carnauba. If you add carnauba to the beeswax, you'll add Like, for instance, if you're adding 8 ounces of beeswax, you'd add like 1 ounce of carnauba. You'd want to go lighter on the terps, okay, because the terps is what makes everything so soft. And you might want to stay about the same on the linseed oil. But if you go less on the linseed oil, the wax gets harder and harder, more like a paste wax. This is very creamy and soft, even after it's congealed, which is kind of why I like it, for what it's for. But you can make it harder, you can make it softer. Just be careful when you're making this stuff that you don't, blow yourself up, because you are heating something that is volatile. All right, guys, thanks for watching. RW down the shop with some more old-timey woodworking knowledge.